Good morning, friends. My name is Heather Miller, and this is a YouTube channel about cross stitch. Welcome. I am the Mirror Image Stitcher, and I'm here on Flosstube, on YouTube, and also on Instagram. And I want to welcome you guys. Today is November 30th, 2025, and it is the last day of November, and I would like to wrap up my autumn stitching and share it all with you. I have a number of finishes to show you today, and the few whips that I worked on. I am then hoping to do a video on Wednesday, pardon me, Wednesday about all my Christmas plans and winter stitching. I was really sick over November, from like November 7th to the 21st. I was like super sick. I missed like 2 weeks of work. It's been kind of a rough month health-wise that way, but I'm feeling much better. Have this lingering dry, irritable cough, so forgive me if that happens. I did bring a coffee with me just in case things go south and I need a little sip. I worked on my autumn stitching until like the week of Christmas, of US Thanksgiving. And I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. And we had our first huge dump of snow. We've had a few flurries, but we had a huge dump of snow that stayed. And I'm like, that just triggered the whole Christmas spirit and that. And so I was ready to get into that, all the Christmas stuff. I'd like to do today's Sunday, and I'd like to do some decorating and whatnot. I have a few things I'd like to get up so that my grandson will see some things on Tuesday when I babysit. I babysit every Tuesday with him, so I'm excited about that. I am just winging it today. I don't have any plans. I don't have anything on paper. I'm just going to be looking around and grabbing what I need here. So let's get into the stitching. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you was I was able to finish another needle book. So I've told you about this before. This is a Russian stitcher that I bought these bird patterns from. I think I have 15, and so I have 3 completely done now. Panochka is her name. I probably won't be doing a lot of editing on this one either, so you can, if you comment, if you have a question, okay? Because I would really like to get this up. So I got this off of Etsy, out of a gal from Calgary. She made me these little tags out of cork. I'll bring it a little closer. And so I have the names of the birds on them. And then I just have a little bit of batting in the middle for that. So I'm very glad to have another one of those done. The next one was, I had shown you guys this, I think my last Flosstube. It was an old pattern that I had done, and I got it dated. It's my maiden name and 91. So I actually wasn't even married the first time when I finished this. So probably obviously did it in nursing school. So I just finished it like that. And this is kind of puffy. It's got some batting. I think I did 2 layers of batting. I find when I'm making these, I'm happiest when I put 2 layers. So, and then buttons are always the answer for me. And I had thought about some trim. I had staged some on here, tried some out. And I just really like the prim look of just this. I just got this at the dollar store a while back. And so I just put some buttons up there. So that'll go for autumn stuff. Okay. I guess I'm going to show this next. This is the Leprechaun House by Sweet Violet stitches. I don't completely remember off the top. She was going to do a house. I love the houses. She's going to do a house for every month. And she got it. I've shown you, I think 4 I've gotten done. This is my 5th one. And then she hasn't put out any more, but I believe she had another baby this fall. And so I'm sure she's very busy and whatnot. They do some dyeing. If I can, I will put the name of her YouTube channel and also her Etsy channel, because her and husband do dye some fabric. I've got a few pieces. One is of a Christmas one I want to do of hers, but this thing, I'm telling you, I thought I was going to throw it away. Like I have never had so much trouble trying to fully finish something in my whole life. Honest, it has tried my Christianity to the max, this thing. I have I made the borders wrong. I sewed not the wrong sides together. I have done everything to this. I'm telling you, it's just literally, it's been so brutal to finish this. So, but I've been doing it in a few steps, and then, so I was just trying to make a flange around it, and then it'll be, just like the other ones, I've got a hole here, I'm going to stuff it. I tried to do that last night, and I literally went in to stuff it. Where is that part? To stuff it right away, and this stitching that goes around, where I stopped and started, it broke. So I went to go stuff it, the first thing I did, and went right through the stitching, and I'm like, I cannot believe this, that I'm still having trouble. Like I can't end this project. I'm telling you, it's just absolutely killing me. Anyway, I'm hoping to have that completely done for next time. Okay, this one I am super proud of. I was gonna just take this part out. Okay, so this is one of my first animal cracker. It's Humphrey. And I got him finished. Now, he's not perfect. It's not perfect. But this is Humphrey. He does stand up. Can I maybe put him on my phone? He does stand. He's stuffed with sawdust. I had gotten some ideas from Chris. I'll try to, if I can remember, I'll put her YouTube channel down below, and she gave me some ideas. And I did watch Vonna Pfeiffer's tutorial before she took all of her ones down. I would do this a bit differently. This here is kind of like, it's a upholstery fabric that I had in my stash. And I think what I would do next time is I would put a slit here rather than stuff them from the bottom. I would put a slit here so I can stuff kind of both ways. And I think that would prevent this from, because as you get to the end, I really had a hard time packing this part in. He is quite firm. And that would help. And then I think I used I think I used a little bit too big of a circle. And so it is not perfect at the bottom, but you know what? I don't really care. It's done. It's better than perfect. I'm happy with them. The little mouse, they were calling, it says like to use velvet and this or that. And I'm like, I don't know how you'd make something that small and be able to turn it inside out and the whole 9 yards. So all I did was I had some felt, and I don't know if you can completely see it. I just whip stitched it with like embroidery floss that matched. And so it's, you don't really see the colors. And then of course I just winged it for the ears, a little bit of what she had there, the little pattern. And then I just used again some of one of these colors for his whiskers and whatnot. And then I had some pearl cotton, DMC. And so I took 3, I braided them together and made his little tail. So I'm super happy with him. I'm super happy with him. You know, he took a long time. He was fun to stitch, but I really took my time in finishing him. And then, you know, it's like, do I really want to add the detail? Does he need that? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And it was more like the idea I just find with any of my projects, sometimes they get done right away. And other ones, if I'm not sure how to do it, how I want to finish it, I just let them percolate. And I let them percolate till I know, oh yeah, it comes to me and I like see a video, see something, and I'm like, that's how I want to do it. And then each step of the process, I just do my best each step of the process. If along the way I feel like I've made a mistake and I can fix it, I do it right then. And then when it gets to the end, like the way I stitched this on, there would be no way I would be able to undo that to redo it. So I'm just like, it's staying that way. It's a little wrinkled, but that's okay. And I find that it's like that. I just do the best at each step that I can. If I feel like I can redo that step, I do. But once I go forward, I don't go back. And I guess the reason I'm telling you is because I had recently watched Kathy, and I'll put her name down below, her Flosstube, and she just talked about a stitch that she had made into like a little quilt. And she's like, should I take it wasn't straight at the bottom. Should I take the binding off, whatever? And my thing would be like, I would just leave it. Like you just do the best you can at each step along the way. And I would leave it. I think it's beautiful. And I would just move forward. You know, sometimes I might, you know, make you know, I'm planning to stitch the next one in the new year. And, you know, maybe that finish will go a little better. And then maybe I'll do 2 or 3 of these and then one will just be a disaster. And then you move forward. Like it's just all what happens in life, right? And so that's what I say is you just do the best you can at your stage in life and your knowledge of that. And then you just move forward and you might learn something and then the next one's better. Otherwise, that's it. So I'm super happy with him. Let's see if I can stick him up here. I just push him a little bit. He sits right there. So I'm happy with him. So that's Humphrey. So I do have this that I would like to do a giveaway on. So if you would like to enter your name in to receive this, I will mail this to you. So just put Humphrey in your comment. It doesn't have to be in a sentence or anything. And then I will do a random draw and I will pick something. I will pick somebody. So yeah, just do Humphrey. All right. Next. Okay, so next is I have gone through all of my whips. I wanted to organize things. I really like to stitch in season, whether it gets done for that season or not, but I do like to stitch in season. So I had this book. It was just like a package of 4 little notebooks that you could get at Costco. And I had it all going and I had different areas and plans. And like, for example, like I had done Jolly July in 2021 and I had kind of kept track of things there. And it was stuff like that. But some places were getting full, it just seemed disorganized. And it's not like it's, you know, you can take out that paper and move it to another part or whatever. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I have restarted a new book and I made it so it doesn't necessarily have to be in chronological order per se. So what I've done is like I've taken things here. These are all my spring projects, all my summer projects, and so on. Autumn, winter. Okay, so things like that. This is like any monochromatic. This is a page for fancy ladies. That's my long dog stuff that just fell out. Yeah, so I've kind of done it like that, so it makes it easier to kind of deal with. Towards the back page, what I did is I've written, like, I started this October 20th, 25. These are all the projects I have left from 21, 22, and so on. And so I can see when I started them, like the date that I started them and what I have left to do from those years. So, and then I can just move my way that way. So, yeah. So I'm happy. So I spent a lot of time doing that. And so I got that organized. And then made sure that my projects were kind of in season, so to speak, in some ways, in this big trunk that we had got at like a home decor store. Now, I have been kind of worried about all my fabric being kind of all folded up, and some of them, because some of them, like, I haven't touched. I might have started it on a day and I did another day on it and then never touched it. So I was kind of worried about all that, like being folded and whatnot. So what I did was I bought some acid-free paper, tissue paper, and I have done this. I have layered them, rolled them, and then I have them like this, and I have them labeled according to the how I've got them grouped. And so I can just undo this, and then I can take out the one that I want to work on, and then put others back. And that way I feel they're rolled, they're not folded, and I think they're going to be better, so to speak. So hopefully I'm going to edit this out, but I'm going to open this now, and because there's two projects in here that I want to show you. So Heather, edit this part out. Okay, so my next thing I want to show you is Pumpkin Lane series by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. In September, along with the Greek Goddess, I started this in the middle of September, and I had decided I want to finish this. I want to stitch it all the way through, front to back, finish it. And I was able to do that, and I'm super happy with that. I'm super happy with how it worked out. And it was so much fun, and it was very satisfying to do a stitch from beginning to end. Now, that's with a little bit of a premise. I'm going to show you. I did cheat a couple of times on something else, but I did more or less stitch on this every day until it was done. And it was really a lot of fun. So there are 9 in this series, so it'll be 3 across and 3 down. I should talk to you about this fabric before. It's a Picture This Plus, and it's called Heather. And yeah, so I have a good chunk of this to do that with. And yeah, so this is this series, Pumpkin Lane series, and that's Pumpkin House. I haven't decided if I'm going to go across or go down, but yeah, that's it. And so I also want to give this pattern away. If you want to enter to win this, just say Pumpkin House in your comment. If your name comes up as random in both, you only get to win one, okay? But you can put your name in for both. And also, you have to be over the age of 18 so you can give me your address so I can send it to you. Okay, I'm back. I went looking for the project, can't find it. Again, I always thought when I watch Flosstubes, people say, oh, I can't find this project, whatever. Now I'm eating that humble pie because I'm like, how could you lose something? But that has happened to me today. So I'll put up a picture of this. In that, when I was done Pumpkin House, I started stitching on Autumn Samplers, not Autumn, Seasonal Samplers Autumn by Blueberry Ridge Design. She's a Canadian designer. And I'll put a picture up here of where I stopped, you know, like that week, the week of the US Thanksgiving. So I did stop that. But that's a picture of how far I got. And then I just was going to show you, these are the, I just picked some floss that I had. And so I am using, that's no good. That's no good either. I am using, this is a Cosmo Floss 8048. And then I'm using, it is a Cosmo Floss 8037. And 80, oh, this is terrible, I'm sorry. 8034. So that is, those are the flosses that I'm using. You know, they've got some peaches to rusts to like dark browns in there type of thing. So that's what I'm using for that. So that was when I finished Pumpkin House, I started on that one. Now, in the meantime, I did do two things. One is I've talked about the Brooks Books Pantry series. It's a free series that you can download off her website. This is a designer that has unfortunately passed away. I believe at an early age, like in her 60s type of thing, and unfortunately, but she left behind some beautiful cross stitch. You can't get anything off their Etsy store. I don't know if her husband's still working on that situation, but prior to her passing, I had gone on her website and downloaded. I had bought a few things I'd always wanted to buy, and something just triggered me to do that. And then I had kind of had a bit of buyer's remorse in that I had missed one set of things that I wanted to go back. And when I went back, that's when I found out she had passed away and you couldn't get anything from her Etsy store. However, I've had these and I've always wanted to stitch them. And I've tried thinking about different fabrics and what I wanted to do. And so I finally settled on something. And sometimes I'll do that. Like I look through fabrics, I see what it is. Do I have a piece of fabric that's in that shape? Okay, like this is kind of, it's going to be a long skinny set of 4 because they're seasonal pantries. And then I found something and it was in my grandma's, stash I got from her. It was the right size, the right width, the right length, and it was a decent color, and it's just a neutral color, and so I decided to do that, and it worked out really well. So I will show you. Let me straighten this out. So this is her autumn seasonal pantry. I really want to stitch that pumpkin. And so this is the way I used to always stitch back in the day, is I'd take a big stitch, I would work on it till I figured I was getting a bit bored or starting to avoid it. So then I would find a smaller project, I'd work on it for a day, And then it gave me, or a day or two, and then it would give me rejuvenation to go back to the other one. And so I was able to stitch on that. And this is, I picked out whatever called for colors they had. If I didn't have it, I just picked something, the next best thing. So most of them are done in the DMC. I think this one is a Roxy Flosco, this variegated black is something I had, and that's what that one is. But I think the rest is all just DMC. This is on a piece of 14 count Aida, and it's beautifully soft. Like it just is such a high quality cotton. It feels so nice, beautiful to work with, nice and thick. It's just a really nice piece of fabric. So yeah, so I'm just going to put that away. I'm going to leave it down here so that I can pick out the winter, because this is the piece of fabric, and I'm going to put the winter one here, and then I can move forward with the summer and then the spring. So and it just was this shape, and that's what she had left over. And I'm like, this is perfect, because I have, trialed several other pieces of fabric that wasn't working. And so this is, and I'm happy with that. So I need to put this over here so I can pull those threads out and put the new ones in. Okay. Okay, that, I believe is all my stitching, my fully finishes, any finishes, how far I got on the autumn sampler before I want to go into Christmas and winter stitching. I did want to show you, I always have 3 other projects that I'm trying to stick with. One is my July 1st. Actually, I'll show you that. July 1st, the Reflections of Canada. And that's the pattern. And I'm using Roxy Flosco. It's called 11 Points. It's that floss. And previously I was working on, it was a 28 count white Lugana, and I was doing it over 1. And then I made a mistake, and I was having a hard time, and I wasn't enjoying the fabric. It wasn't working. And I'm like, you know what? So for November 1st, I restarted this, and I'm much happier with it. And I've restarted it in a completely different spot. Okay, so this is it. So I've restarted it in the middle, and so this is the bottom half. This is an old piece, not an old, it is just a piece of Aida cloth that I've got. It's like a fiddler's cloth or like a natural. I really do like that. I like the flex in it. I like that just that light shade of taupey brown. It's like my favorite. Actually, my favorite, if it comes in a linen, that natural raw linen, this is my favorite. So I'm very happy with it. So it is a 14 count, and I'm doing it with 2 threads, and yeah, it's working out really good. So I'm much happier with that. So this is just in a little bag that I made. It's from the dollar store, and it's like a dish mat. And I just used, what's her name? I can't think. I'll put across the bottom her little tutorial, and you literally put because all the edges are finished, you literally put the zipper in and sew it up the sides. I did have a little bit of trouble with how to finish this part. Didn't come out as nice as hers, so I just put a little bit of fabric there because I had some watermelon fabric. So that's just something I made myself. The next thing I worked on was my 4th of July stitching. And it is this teddy bear parade. And it is from July 1990 for the love of cross stitch, my favorite cross stitch magazine from back in the day. And I got a fair bit of this next bear done. There. So I do park threads, and I was really happy about that because I only work on it for a day. You know, when it comes time next year, I might decide that, hey, I'm just going to pick this one, because I think that's what I really want to do. Is that kind of started me off when I did pumpkin houses. I really like this, and there's going to come a point where I want to work on one. I might work on some others for like a day or so, but I want to go back and finish one. And I'm not sure how that's going to work with Flosstube, because it's always nice to show more than just a couple projects, but that's might be how it works. So the last whip I want to show you again is my Modern Folk Embroidery, Susanna Walker, 1848. And I do a bit of this every month. It's my leap year project. And so I work on a bit of this every month to get it done by February of 28. And so this is where I'm at. So basically have done more of the house and, you know, stuff on that side. So this will come out again. I usually the first week of the month, obviously I do on the 1st, the 4th, and then I try to get this stitching done, and then I'll, you know, work on some of my other stuff. And I've been trying to, like, every time I put these back, I try to like refold them something different, just so then it, and it doesn't even have to be like square or whatever. Like sometimes I'll even fold it like an envelope, and I just kind of, you know, fold it up like that. And I just do something different so that it's not getting creased in all the same spots. So that's that one. Now I've had these set aside because I wanted to show you 2 projects that I was going to UFO. So I'm not throwing away the fabric. You know, the pattern is PDF, so it can stay forever, but I'm just not interested in working on them. And so I've taken the floss and put it away. The first one is the garden greenhouse of oddities Sal. Now I had started this with my sister. She is a huge fan of Amy's and loves like Halloween. I am not a Halloween person, but I kind of wanted to start it because I wanted to do something with my sister. However, it's just not my taste. Now, I absolutely love the greenhouse portion of it. And I've often thought of that maybe I would frog this part and then just stitch the greenhouse and then maybe add something in the middle or something like that. But that's for like retirement years, I believe. I think that's what I'm going to do because I do like the little owl. But I'm just not, I don't want, like, I like the lady, I like the guy, I like some of the plants. I don't really like the skeleton. And I thought, well, maybe I could leave the skeleton out. But these are all like decisions that I'm going to make when I retire and work on this. Because there was one flower, it was like 1,000-year plant thing. And I actually have seen that when we were in Namibia. I actually saw that plant for real. And it was super cool. And so I kind of have a memory of a particular plant that's in this pattern. But yeah, so this one's going to go away. And And yeah, it'll come out in retirement years and kind of go from there. Now, the second one I wanted to show you was Mrs. Parkman's Academy. Mrs. Parkman's Academy of Needlework. So Nicola Parkman of hats, she had done kind of a little series, sampler series to teach you some new stitches. And I do like that idea. So I picked out, like a long piece of fabric, like what it calls for. The pattern is free. You can still get it and do it if you want to learn some new stitches. This is how far I got. I kind of picked some ones that I thought might be nice in my grandson's bedroom. I don't really know why I thought that. I just kind of like the colors. She doesn't even give you colors. It's just like pick a green, pick a red, pick a whatever, purple or whatever. She just has, you pick she gives you like the color name, you pick, the number. Now, I wasn't sure I was going to finish this. And then I have shown, I believe, that where flowers bloom, it is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it was a band sampler of a bunch of different embroidery stitches. And I thought I was gonna finish that, and then I would add some of these stitches to the bottom, because it's like a reversible cross stitch was in here. There was a few that I really did like. And so I may do that. In my retirement years, I may come back and finish this. I may not. I may just go ahead and add it to the bottom of that other one. I haven't completely decided, but right now it's just going to go and sit in the land of doing nothing in a trunk and just stay there till whenever. It's not going to be an active whip anymore. So I've shown you that. Now I can do that. I think that's everything. That is not everything. This is sort of a cross stitch, but it's also a project bag that I made for one of my cross stitch projects. So, this here is a bag that I made for my Rivendell. It's a full coverage cross stitch pattern that I got off of Etsy. I'll put a picture. And so I made this project bag. There's a YouTube channel called The Last Homely House, and she's knitting and quilting more so with life stuff. And I think she has a gardening channel too. But I had several years ago, I had bought this, a couple of tea towels from her, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. And then I discovered, okay, I really do want to do something with this. And so I've got my Rivendell project in here. And I didn't have quite enough of this fabric to do everything. So instead of making 2 bags, I just used the inside. If I can show a part of it for the inside. And and I finished, I've boxed the bottom, and then that's just some of the rest of the tea towel. I also made a little needle book with a little piece of leftover fabric from it. So I just, so I have that there. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. Okay. I think that is everything. So thank you for spending time with me. If you're new, welcome, and thank you for spending the time to watch. And for any returning friends, it was nice to share my projects with you. So take care, and I hope to get this uploaded. And then again on Wednesday, then I'm going to try to come out with my Christmas stitching. So anyways, bye for now. Take care. See you. Love you. Bye.